Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be showing you guys all my characters on DC Universe Online and what they were and how important they are towards me and why did I create it. First on the list is Razor JL. Razor JL is going to be one of my favorite iconic Red Lantern characters that holds the oath of the Red Lanterns. He was primarily one of the characters that was on an island that got invaded by the Red Lanterns, and Atrocitus destroyed his planet and kept him the only one of his race. And basically he had a lot of rage in him, and he knew that. He gave him the ring, and the ring overtook him with rage and whatnot. He hates his own master, as like he knows his name is Atrocitus, but Razor was one of the characters that had good inside of him but still had some rage inside of him, and he had a lot of feelings towards a lot, you know what I mean, towards what he came and from what he's seen. But Razor has been always one of my favorite characters as a Red Lantern, and we know Red Lantern powers were in the game. He's pretty good. He's really good. Next on the list, Captain Atom, the most iconic character that I have on my list that most people know me as Captain Atom. Captain Atom has always been one of my favorite DC Universe Online characters, from watching him through many years and seeing what he was able to do with standing up with Superman and fighting against him and with him against Mantis and doing things along the boards and moving up the rankings around the JLL, the Justice League and whatnot. So I came from an era where you see the JL was like, I came from like that was a name that came up in like 2013 or 14, and basically that name was really a popular name. If you had the JL, you were in a league that had a lot of people who had the JL in their league, and I kept the name because it looks very efficient and very clean. If you guys know anybody with a real official Captain Atom name, please let me know. I might have to talk to them and let them know I would want to have it in some type of way, and we can do and exchange something. Next on the list is going to be Black Adam. Black Adam is on the villain side. He is electric and he uses hand blasters and he flies. Black Adam has always been one of my favorite characters throughout watching the magical realm of characters, because there's a lot of magical people, and he's one of the ones that are very special, granted with this wisdom of like all these very very strong gods, one of these very strong, like very strong gods in him. And basically with the power that he has and the knowledge that he has and the longest he has been around, he has seen a lot of things. He has been a king. He fell in love. He did a lot of things where, you know what I mean, he ran the island, Kondak, and a lot of things happened where he really had to change the way he had to change. A lot of things happened. A lot of people mixed up his story and did a lot of things to his story. But for the most part, Black Adam has always been one of my favorite characters on the villain side when it comes down to powerhouses and being as strong as he is. Next on my list is again Captain Atom. Captain Atom is still one of my favorites, but now this one is actually rocking Quantum, and the other one is rocking Atomic. So one can tank and one control. So basically, as when I'm utilizing these characters are for different positions and different ways that I want to play and be able to help a group or help myself find proper groups to continue doing things, and being able to have some type of balance of having a game playing style. Next on the list is Fear Sinestro. Fear Sinestro is a villain. He is one of my accounts on the villain side that carries all of my very expensive items, and I put him to have another bank space, because with this game you can know that your inventory gets packed up very fast with doing things and staying progressive in the game. This is going to be my character that uses a lot of my space towards my expensive items that I'm going to be doing a giveaway when I hit 500 subscribers. And I thank all of you guys to my depths of my heart. Thank you guys very much. And I would definitely like to say to you guys that this character was supposed to be Amansur. I need to switch his name and actually imprint it into another type of way where I have to switch over the names and whatnot. I have to delete it and then after put it onto the name. Next on my list is going to be Chris Dash. Chris Dash is a villain. He is a recent villain on the villain side, and I made him Ice. And basically Ice is a very day one power from the first beginning generation of the game, and I wanted to utilize him again. For most of you guys who don't know, there was a beast form where his defense would have been a complete 99999, and you would be able to turn into a Yeti, a Ice Yeti. And at that particular time you would be so buffed up with all this damage, you can take all these damage and stay alive for the longest times. You can pop shields. It was one of the most iconic things of being Ice, and the strongest things. They took that out the game, and they have took a lot of things out the game. They have taken a lot of things out the game, but I wanted to be Ice because I wanted to be Frozo with the style of looking at Frozo, but still have my own kind of unique look towards it. So this is Chris Dash on the villain side, using ice powers with hand blasters and scheming. Okay, very new movement, the recent newest movement. Next on the list is Resurrection Clone. Resurrection Clone has been a character I have from since the beginning of time. A lot of leagues remember this character, or they remember me by Clone, and basically my character's name was the Clone from the beginning of time, and I just was like Resurrection because I jotted down in a piece of paper that he died on the day of a battle that required him to like actually change his name. And what happened was I lost in a battle and I had to change my name, and basically that was the deal, and I had to keep up to the deal because I was actually being serious. And I ended up resting in peace, and he died. I would let you guys know about the date. I would put it in the description. I have it in a book. I wrote it down and whatnot, the day that he ended up falling, and I ended up putting his name as Resurrection because he ended up coming back and reappearing again on my channel, on my myself, to continue with his name, and then I kept his name. Next on my list is Shazam. Shazam, I haven't worked on him. I have a lot of villains. I haven't worked on him because he's going to be a slot that I'm keeping a name. I'm actually keeping a name on a character. So basically I was changing names around, and I ended up keeping this name because I really liked it, and it was one of the most unique names, and it didn't have too much weirdness in it. It just had a lot of like brackets where you could see that it's going to keep the name that you're going to focus into the middle, not really left and right. Next on my list is Amansur. Amansur needs to switch his name from that one to so I'm gonna switch this name up to Fear Sinestro, and Fear Sinestro is gonna be one of the names that I'm gonna take away and actually add on to the list as Amansur. So I'm just holding accounts so I can be able to hold names, so I can be able to put them on the character and maybe play with them sometime. I utilize 4 characters. I have a 4-man rotation, 1 villain and 3 heroes that I'm rotating through, and they are really hard to get through every single day. So I'm basically trying to do as much as possible. You know how time consuming this game is. You know how much you can possibly do in a day when you're playing this game. It is very compact, and it's pretty hard. And I can't wait to see what you guys have in store as your own characters, and share with the DC Universe Online public how much characters you have and what they are looking at as, like, styles, and way you guys gotta look at them, and how did you guys actually make them the way they are with just the name, or how did you guys come up with the name. But for the majority of the time, all of my characters have been always important to me in this game, and I have really made these pushes to making it as good as possible. So I hope you guys like what you guys see. My name is Chris Dash. Come back to my channel. I will show you guys some more gameplay, and likewise some great materials and more things to come. So I'll see you guys soon. Peace out, like and subscribe, and come back to the channel to watch some more. Peace.